like I said, during 2012, this friend of mine that I was telling you about that moved to another state, he and I saw, whew, we saw a lot of movies in one particular theater. Excuse me. That most of them were pretty good. A couple of them, a little bit here and there. Most of them I did end up purchasing for their own personal qualities, if you will. But unless you count Rob Zombie's redo of Halloween, I gotta be honest, I was not too crazy about 1,000 Corpses or even Devil's Rejects. That having been said, this one, on the other hand, I thought, to say the least, was downright weird. And not in a bad way. It didn't freak me out quite as much as Sinister, but this movie had a lot of different scenes and images that were just downright, well, as I just said, bizarre. And with this movie in particular, I really think Rob Zombie cashed in on bizarre, to say the least. But that's just the way I took it. His wife, Sherry Moon Zombie, I think I may be in the minority, at least for friends that know me, or for people that know me. I, for one, think his wife, can act, but I may be in the minority, and frankly, I really don't care. I think in Devil's Rejects and 1,000 Corpses, now her acting abilities may not have been the best in those, and I did finally see those, but to me, Rob Zombie was cashing in a lot more on the bizarre than Lord of Salem, at least in my opinion. This particular movie definitely had a plot. It had a story. It had, bizarre or not, it definitely had a script. There was really something going with it. But like I said, I think it's more his take on the Salem witch trials. But, like I said, I'm not saying this movie was indefinitely scary. There were scenes in it that my friends and I were both like, wow. And in case you're wondering, I am probably going to end up reviewing Rob Zombie's version of Halloween, both the first and the second. Obviously, I cannot review the newest one, the Halloween 3, because for obvious reasons it's not even out yet. But I do know that Rob Zombie does not want to have anything to do with the third one, and I'm okay with that. I may still give it a reason for my own personal criteria, but this particular movie by Rob Zombie, as far as I can tell, he not only put Sherry Moon Zombie in it, he put various actresses that I think he not have done a better job. Patricia Quinn, for one. Those of you who may not know who she is, she was in Rocky Horror Picture Show. She had a very, very odd role in that, to say the least. Meg Foster, who's more a character actor than anything. We've got Dee Wallace. Maria Conchita Alonso, I think she was one of the witches as well. Or should I say the modern witches. But if I tell you much more than that, it's going to give the whole thing away. There's also a few other actors in this movie that I think do a pretty good job myself. On top of Sherry Moon Zombie, I think Bruce Davison does a nice job in this as well. There's at least 2 or 3 different male characters in this film that, well, to say the least, they give it everything they've got. Bruce Davison, I used to think he was a character actor, but apparently he can do starring roles as well with also being a character actor. But that's just me. Keep in mind, all of these videos are my own personal take on a movie or a music video, or take your pick. I really don't have a problem either way. And like I said, these aren't my opinions, but you're more than welcome to disagree or whatever. You don't have to. Just make sure you have a good. My only request is make sure you have. When you say, I don't agree with you, or I don't this or that, please explain why you don't agree with me on something. Because I try to pay the same courtesy to people that I know. And that's all I have to say about that one. That thing with the opinions and comments. This particular movie, to say the least, which obviously has Sharon Moon Zombie on the front cover, believe it or not, yes, that is her, despite the fact that she's pretty well made up. She has a connection to the modern Salem witches and the ones from history. All I can tell you is, this is definitely, there's no two ways about it, this is definitely Rob Zombie's take on that story. And believe me when I tell you, he definitely makes the story his own, to say the least. Fan of Rob Zombie or not, and I'm certainly getting there, not with his music, but at least his movies. It is pretty good. It's very odd. Like I said, there's a lot of images and scenes in this movie that you're like, wow, Rob Zombie, you make Stephen King look, as far as bizarre, almost look, well, like Child's Play, along with Clive Barker to a degree, which I will get which I will definitely get to later. This movie did not freak me out, but it definitely had scenes in it that I'm like, where did he come up with this, to say the least. On that note, even if you weren't a big fan of Rob Zombie, this movie would not be the worst place to start. Maybe not getting to be a big fan of him, like I'm not, still. But I may never become a big fan, but if nothing else, I have an appreciation for his creativity. Check out this video, and then if you agree with, whether you agree with me or not, check out the movie. But like I said, don't take my word for it. Put your own spin on it if you wish. I'm more than willing to watch, and I'm more than willing to listen. But like I said, please give a reason if you agree or don't agree. Thank you.